Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to explore the secrets behind the amazing transformations of famous stars. Have you ever wondered why celebrities always appear with perfect looks on the red carpet or in front of the camera? In this video, one of the world's leading plastic surgeons will reveal the top techniques and latest trends that are loved by stars to create a flawless look. Follow along now. Have you ever thought about touching up your appearance a bit? If so, please comment 1, and if you have never thought about it, leave 0. I really want to know what everyone thinks about modern cosmetic surgery. And if you find this content interesting or useful, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share to support me to continue bringing more interesting topics. Each of your subs is a great motivation to help the channel grow strongly. Today, we explore the heartbreaking story of Carol Bryan, who embarked on a painful and unexpected journey into the world of cosmetic surgery. It all began in 2009 when she simply wanted to improve her appearance with dermal fillers. However, things quickly took a tragic turn, changing her life forever. At 47, Carol simply wanted a more youthful appearance and believed that cosmetic procedures could help her regain her confidence. Little did she know that a dangerous combination of 2 different types of fillers, including silicone, had been injected into her forehead and cheeks. Instead of achieving the desired results, Carol's face began to swell, distort, and harden, leaving her almost unrecognizable. The damage worsened over time, and despite attempts to repair it through treatments and surgery, each attempt only brought more pain and frustration. Her once bright life was quickly replaced by feelings of isolation and despair. Carol admitted that in those dark moments, she even considered ending her life. Despite searching for a solution, Carol could not escape the painful consequences. In 2013, she decided to see a facial specialist for reconstructive surgery. However, tragedy struck again when the surgery caused irreversible damage to her optic nerve, leaving her permanently blind in one eye. With incredible courage, Carol continued to fight through both the physical scars and the emotional trauma. She underwent numerous additional surgeries, including skin grafts and facial reconstruction, to restore both function and appearance. Now 58, Carol continues to battle the deep scars left by this traumatic experience. At the same time, Carol has openly shared her struggles with self-esteem, psychological burdens, and challenges in maintaining dignity. Her story is not only a reminder of the potential dangers of cosmetic surgery, but also a powerful lesson in the importance of thorough research, caution, and understanding of the risks before undergoing any cosmetic procedure. Her courage in sharing her journey has shed light on the dark side of the beauty industry, urging others to think carefully before making similar decisions. Michael Jackson's plastic surgery journey is not only iconic, but also one of the most controversial in music history. Comparing his childhood photos with the last images taken before his death in 2009, it is easy to see the incredible transformation. These changes have both amazed and confused millions of people around the world. Michael Jackson's pursuit of physical perfection began subtly, with small changes. His first plastic surgery was a rhinoplasty in 1979 after a stage accident that damaged his nose. According to his family, Michael asked his sister LaToya to undergo a similar nose surgery as an experiment before deciding to undergo the procedure himself. After initially being satisfied with the results, Michael took the leap, paving the way for a series of increasingly ambitious surgeries. Experts believe he underwent numerous rhinoplasties, cheek implants, eyelid surgery, and chin implants. Some surgeons estimate that he had dozens of procedures, although the number falls short of the 100 sensational procedures often reported by the media. Jackson's obsession with altering his appearance was not only a reflection of his artistic vision, but also a clear sign of his inner struggles. He openly discussed his dissatisfaction with his appearance, explaining that the surgeries were for health reasons, such as addressing breathing problems caused by his nose surgery. One of the most controversial changes to Michael Jackson's appearance was the lightening of his skin. According to many sources, this was due to vitiligo, a condition that was confirmed during his autopsy. However, this was controversial throughout his life. Despite this, Jackson always tried to define himself and present a more complete version of himself through his image and music. His legacy lives on through his groundbreaking contributions to music and performance. Michael Jackson's ever-changing appearance remains a central part of his life story. It serves as a lasting reminder of the complex pressures that come with fame. His physical transformations were not just physical, but also reflected his deep psychological struggles. The pressures from the public and the entertainment industry contributed to this complex story. Michael Jackson left behind an inspiring legacy, but also one that contains many untold stories. Do you think it's appropriate for celebrities to publicly disclose their plastic surgery or to keep it private? If you think they should be candid, leave 2. If you think it's a personal matter that doesn't need to be publicized, leave 3. There are many perspectives on beauty, and I'd love to hear yours. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming exciting content. Jocelyn Weindelstein, known as Catwoman for her feline-inspired appearance, remains one of the most intriguing figures in the celebrity world. At 84, she continues to defy conventional beauty standards with a face that has fascinated and shocked the public for decades. However, things get really fascinating when we start to delve into the story behind her unique appearance. Despite her striking looks, Jocelyn has always maintained that her beauty is not the result of countless plastic surgeries. She claims that her distinctive features are the result of genetics and a little Swiss flair. According to Jocelyn, her unique beauty is a gift from her parents, enhanced by high-end Swiss skincare products. Jocelyn's words, however, have not been enough to quell speculation about her cosmetic procedures. Over the years, it has been believed that Jocelyn has spent millions of dollars on surgeries to achieve her signature cat-like eyes and perfect body contours. Reports suggest that procedures ranging from a full facelift, eyelid lift, cheek implants, and several other surgeries have cost her over $4 million. Jocelyn, however, has strenuously denied all allegations. She claims that her smooth skin is natural, her facial features are naturally shaped, and that rumors of botched cosmetic procedures are nothing more than tabloid fabrications. To Jocelyn, the whispers and press coverage are simply an attempt to sensationalize her image. However, skeptics find it hard to believe that genetics alone could produce such a drastic and lasting transformation. Believe it or not, Jocelyn Weindelstein has become an enduring figure in popular culture. Her instantly recognizable appearance has sparked debates about excessive beauty treatments and the extreme limits people can and cannot go in order to reinvent themselves. In many ways, Jocelyn defied stereotypes of the typical plastic surgery disaster and carved out a niche as a living transformation legend. So the big question is, was Jocelyn really the product of impeccable Swiss genes and miracle creams? Or was her transformation the result of one of the most lavish plastic surgery procedures in history? It is a mystery that continues to fascinate the world and keep her in the headlines to this day.
A true fashion icon, Donatella Versace has left an indelible mark on the world of fashion and beauty. But behind her glamorous image lies a story of relentless pursuit, a blend of art, self-expression, and a controversial obsession with beauty. From a young age, Donatella showed a passion for beauty and transformation. As a teenager, she began dyeing her hair blonde, a decision encouraged by her brother, Gianni, who believed that the platinum look would set her apart. This first experiment in reinvention was just the beginning of a lifelong journey where she continually matched her appearance with her personal vision of beauty and glamour. Over the decades, Donatella's face has become as distinctive and recognizable as her fashion empire. Experts and industry insiders have openly discussed her extensive use of cosmetic procedures. Botox, dermal fillers, and laser treatments are considered to be the mainstays of her beauty regimen, each leaving its mark on her face. Renowned plastic surgeon Dr. Steve Falick has confirmed the extensive number of procedures she has undergone, noting that these interventions have together shaped the bold, signature look she is known for. Public reaction to Donatella has always been mixed. For some, Donatella represents the pitfalls of excessive cosmetic procedures, a face so altered that it is almost unrecognizable. For others, however, she is a courageous role model, someone who has embraced her choices without regret, refusing to conform to societal expectations of natural beauty. Donatella has never shied away from facing scrutiny. In a candid interview with Love magazine, she dismissed the idea that natural beauty is overglorified, even joking that it doesn't appeal to her at all, liking it to vegetables. Instead, she asserted that personal aesthetics are a matter of personal choice, a more powerful form of self-expression than conformity to cultural standards. At 69, Donatella remains one of the most powerful women in fashion, carrying on the Versace legacy with her signature platinum blonde hair, bold style, and unmistakable presence. Her transformation, both personal and physical, is more than just a symbol of vanity. It represents embracing change, asserting identity, and rejecting societal dictates of beauty standards. Pete Burns, former lead singer of the British band Dead or Alive, is remembered not only for his 1980s hit You Spin Me Round Like a Record, but also for his tumultuous relationship with plastic surgery. Pete's striking looks and outspoken personality made him a cultural icon. Beneath his bold exterior was a lifelong obsession with cosmetic procedures that nearly drained Pete of his fortune and health. It all started with a seemingly simple nose job to fix a broken nose. However, that first step opened the door to a cycle of surgeries that far exceeded anyone's expectations. Over the years, Pete Burns has undergone an astonishing number of surgeries and cosmetic treatments, totaling nearly 300 procedures. Unlike most people who struggle to recover from a major operation, Burns has undergone repeated surgeries, many of which are to treat infections, complications, or unsatisfactory results. Pete Burns' face has changed dramatically over time, becoming not only a symbol of his bold personality, but also a stark representation of the dangers of obsession. Pete has been open about his journey, admitting that it is not just vanity, but also an attempt to create his own identity, a refusal to conform to normal life. Doctors have repeatedly warned Pete of the health risks and physical damage, but Pete has remained undeterred. He is determined to pursue a perfect version of himself, knowing that perfection will always be elusive. Despite the pain, financial hardship, and health risks, Pete never regretted his decision. He saw his transformation as an extension of his art, a performance of self-expression as important as his music. Pete's resilience and defiance, even in the face of public scrutiny, made him a revered figure. Those who admired his boldness and individuality saw him as an icon of self-expression without fear of social judgment. Sadly, Pete Burns' journey was cut short in 2016 when he died of natural causes at the age of 57. His death marked the end of a life filled with controversy, creativity, and constant reinvention. Today, Pete Burns' story is both a cautionary tale and a testament to the extremes of self-expression. His story forces us to reflect on how far someone will go to stand out, feel unique, and express the image they have built for themselves, no matter the cost.
Dennis Avner, also known as Catman, was a U.S. Navy veteran and computer programmer who underwent 14 major surgeries to transform his body into a tiger in a spiritually inspired way. The procedures included subcutaneous implants, pointed ears, a flattened nose, beard implants, and even experimenting with a prosthetic tail. Despite holding a job in the information technology industry, his distinctive appearance attracted media and public attention, landing him on popular shows such as Larry King Live. Avner's story sparked much debate about the limits of body modification and freedom of self-expression. Although not officially recognized, he is considered the most extreme permanent transformation into an animal. Avner died in 2012, at the age of 54, leaving behind many thoughts on personal identity and the definition of beauty in modern society. Hang Mukku is a striking example of how an obsession with plastic surgery can ruin a person's life. Known for her ruthless focus on changing her appearance, Hang Mukku's story is not only about beauty, but also a reminder of the consequences of obsession and lack of self-control. Once a model and aspiring singer, Hang began pursuing plastic surgery at the age of 28 in hopes of achieving smoother, more youthful skin. However, this dream quickly turned into a powerful compulsion, leading her down a dark path that left her with permanent physical and mental scars. Hang's transformation journey began in South Korea and continued in Japan, where she underwent multiple surgeries in hopes of changing her appearance. However, her obsession grew, and doctors began to refuse to perform further procedures, warning of the dangers and realizing that her plastic surgery addiction was out of control. When she returned to Korea, the changes to her face became so extreme that even her parents had difficulty recognizing her. She initially sought help from a psychiatrist, but eventually gave up therapy and continued to search for doctors willing to perform the surgery. Jessica Alves, formerly known as Rodrigo Alves, is a British-Brazilian television personality known for her extensive and publicly documented cosmetic surgery. Her story is not only about beauty, but also about identity, self-expression, and the challenges she faces in relation to social norms. Born on July 30th, 1983, in São Paulo, Brazil, Jessica is the daughter of a Brazilian mother and a British father. Her paternal family traces its roots to European immigrants who arrived in Brazil in the 1940s, initially in agriculture, then expanding into supermarkets, shopping malls, and real estate. From a young age, Jessica recognized and embraced her gender. She found comfort in playing with Barbie dolls given to her by her grandfather and expressed herself through clothing and traditional girl games. As a person assigned male at birth, Jessica always challenged society's rigid gender classifications. During her teenage years, she faced a hormonal imbalance that caused her estrogen levels to spike, leading to unexpected breast growth. These changes, coupled with her unique personality, made her a target for bullying. Through these struggles, Jessica was determined to express her true self. Over the years, she underwent more than 103 cosmetic surgeries, including multiple nose surgeries. However, these surgeries left her with no sense of smell. Her transformation journey was extreme and expensive, costing over $650,000 in 2018. These surgeries were not just frivolous, but also her steadfast commitment to aligning her appearance with her inner identity. Jessica's journey highlights issues around gender identity, self-expression, and cultural pressures around beauty and appearance. Her transformation has sparked intense controversy and public curiosity. However, it has also demonstrated the courage to pursue authenticity in a judgmental world. Despite medical complications and public scrutiny, Jessica has remained steadfast in her pursuit of self-expression. Her life is both an inspiration and a cautionary tale about the complex intersection of aesthetic identity and personal empowerment. She has exemplified this challenging yet rewarding journey.
April Michelle Brown's pursuit of beauty took a terrifying turn when a seemingly simple surgery turned into a nightmare. Hoping to improve her appearance, April sought out an unlicensed doctor for butt injections. Little did she know that the decision would lead to a life-threatening disaster, eventually costing her both arms and legs. The procedure used industrial-grade silicone, a substance similar to construction adhesive, which caused severe tissue damage and dangerous infections. What started as a simple cosmetic procedure quickly turned into a fight for survival. April's story is a sobering warning about the dangers of unregulated cosmetic procedures, especially when you entrust your health to untrained individuals. This can lead to catastrophic and irreversible consequences, as April has learned firsthand. After the heartbreaking incident, April underwent a total of 27 surgeries to remove the affected tissue and prevent the infection from spreading. The physical pain and immense emotional trauma were too much to bear, but she refused to give in to despair. Instead, April showed incredible resilience, learning to live with prosthetics and moving on with her new life. Her story highlights the allure and danger of cheap cosmetic procedures that promise dramatic results but carry the potential risk of death. For April, each surgery was a step toward regaining control of her body, even in circumstances no one should have to endure. Overcoming enormous physical and mental challenges, April Michelle Brown has proven that the human spirit can endure the most unimaginable. Simon Cowell, the iconic music executive and television personality, known for creating global hits such as The X Factor and Got Talent, recently underwent a dramatic transformation, sparking widespread speculation about cosmetic procedures. In 2023, Cowell openly admitted that he had undergone cosmetic treatments in his quest for a more youthful appearance. However, the results of these procedures left him virtually unrecognizable, with many comparing his new look to characters from horror movies. The news not only shocked fans, but also had a profound impact on Simon Cowell personally, especially since his young son, Eric, reportedly struggled to adapt to the dramatic changes to his father's face. To address the situation, Cowell decided to remove some of the fillers from his previous procedures and shift his focus to more subtle facial treatments. His goal was to maintain a natural, youthful appearance without the extreme or unnatural results he experienced initially. Cowell also emphasizes his holistic approach to health and fitness, focusing on a more balanced and sustainable way to care for his body and appearance. Simon Cowell now follows a balanced diet, prioritizing hydration and focusing on overall health rather than just appearance. This change reflects his commitment to sustainable, long-term self-care, in line with American cultural values around fitness, nutrition, and healthy aging. Simon Cowell's journey serves as a reminder that even the most famous figures are not immune to the pressures of maintaining youth and public image. His experience highlights the importance of moderation, thoughtful decision-making, and combining overall health with personal aesthetics. Today, Simon Cowell continues to be a dominant force in the entertainment industry. His changes to aesthetics and lifestyle prove that innovation can come in many forms, from subtle cosmetic enhancements to embracing a healthy and sustainable approach to aging.
Wendy Williams has built a media empire with her sharp, candid, unfiltered voice. Before The Wendy Williams Show became a television phenomenon, she was a popular radio host known for her bold style and willingness to share celebrity gossip and secrets. Her honesty and no-nonsense approach quickly won her the trust and attention of a wide audience. By the late 2000s, Wendy's talk show had become a venue for candid, sometimes brutal conversations that attracted millions of viewers every day. With her nearly 6'10" height, authoritative demeanor, and signature wigs, Wendy became an unmistakable and recognizable figure on screen. However, behind her confident exterior, she struggled with deep insecurities. Unlike many stars who turn to plastic surgery when their careers begin to decline, Wendy decided to change her appearance while still at the height of her fame, as a way to maintain her appeal and control her own image in the public eye. In the 1990s, she underwent breast augmentation surgery, which she proudly shared was the secret to achieving the fuller figure required for television. She later opted for liposuction to slim down and balance out her figure. Initially, these decisions made her feel stronger and more confident. Wendy often shared on her show how she achieved her desired look. However, over the years, the surgeries transformed from an act of self-affirmation to a fight for survival. The pressure to maintain her appearance, especially as a woman running a visual media platform, forced her to undergo repeated surgeries. Botox stiffened Wendy's expressions, fillers altered her natural features, and rhinoplasty disrupted the symmetry she once had. By the 2010s, viewers began to notice visible changes in her appearance. Wendy's face became puffy, her body proportions were unbalanced, and her once bright smile was obscured by swelling and stiffness. Her internal struggles, combined with a troubled marriage to Kevin Hunter that ended in betrayal and public scandal, took a serious toll on her mental health. Instead of seeking healing, Wendy continued to pursue surgical transformation, hoping that a new face could open a new chapter. But the more she changed, the less recognizable she became, and she no longer resembled the vivacious host audiences once loved. What makes Wendy's story so tragic is that she was never defined solely by her looks. It was her wit, her boldness, and her ability to connect with her audience that made Wendy Williams a unique host. But as she gradually succumbed to Hollywood's harsh standards of youth and perfection, Wendy lost the very personality that made her shine. Fans who once laughed and cried with her now silently marvel at her transformation, sometimes forgetting that she was once a woman who dared to speak the truth when no one else did. Wendy Williams remains an icon in entertainment history, not only because she hosted one of America's most popular talk shows, but also because of the profound lessons she learned in her own life. Wendy's story is a reminder that the price of pursuing youth is not just measured in surgeries and scars, but also in the fading of one's identity. In the battle between fame and the pressure to maintain her image, Wendy has left a legacy: candor, courage, and human failings.
Tichina Arnold was never just a pretty face. She was a comedic force with a strong personality and a powerful screen presence. In the 1990s, audiences fell in love with her role as Pam in the series Martin, a sharp, quick-witted, and equally witty best friend. This role helped her cement her place in the hearts of fans as a talented actress, not just based on her looks. She then went on to captivate a new generation of audiences with her role as Rochelle in Everybody Hates Chris, a humorous, straightforward, and down-to-earth mother figure that further highlighted her versatility and depth of acting ability. Unlike many of her contemporaries, however, Tichina's career was not built solely on image, but on genuine talent and strong character. However, Hollywood remains ruthless to actresses as they enter their 40s. Casting calls for her began to dry up, and many roles were instead offered to younger actresses, leaving her facing stiff competition. Notably, during this difficult period, Tichina also suffered a great personal shock when her marriage tragically broke down, leaving her to battle both professional pressures and personal challenges. Through it all, Tichina Arnold remained strong, continuing to be a symbol of resilience and undeniable talent. For a woman who had already battled an industry that looked down on women as they got older, this was another blow. Around that time, fans began to notice changes in her appearance. Rumors spread that she had undergone rhinoplasty, Botox, and fillers. Her soft, expressive features now looked sharper and less natural. Her cheeks were puffier, her lips fuller, and her smile less easygoing. Some observers noted that the warmth that had made her characters relatable seemed to have disappeared. For Tichina Arnold, the irony is painfully obvious. The features that once allowed her to portray the image of an everyday woman, her expressive eyes and charming smile, have been overshadowed by the pursuit of youth. Tichina Arnold's appearance on screen in the late 2010s was notable not for her acting career, but for the noticeable changes to her face. The public seemed less interested in her acting career than in the transformations that made her look like a stranger. Behind her transformed appearance, however, is a resilient woman who continues to thrive. Tichina Arnold remains active in television and theater productions and has even branched out into music and political advocacy. She reminds fans that her legacy extends beyond aesthetics. However, her altered appearance is a quiet testament to the pressures that even the most humorous and talented women face. Tichina Arnold's story is about more than just her choices about appearance. It's about the collision of personal pain and professional insecurity. Once a shining gem of a comedic career, she has faced being reshaped by pain, betrayal, and an industry obsessed with perfection. In her quest to regain control, she lost the natural ease that is key to the timeless quality of her characters. Her journey is a reminder that behind the laughter and fame often lies a deep struggle with identity, a battle no scalpel can truly heal.
Thank you for watching the video until the end. Hopefully, today's sharing from the top plastic surgeon has helped you better understand the beauty techniques behind the perfect looks of the stars. Modern plastic surgery is not just about beauty, but also a combination of art and science, helping to enhance each person's unique beauty. If you find this content useful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or topics you want me to explore further. Once again, thank you very much. See you in the next videos.